Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the APAC BFSI Finnovation Conclave. This is part of the two-day conclave, and today is the first day. And from the morning, we had the inaugural session by senior government functionaries from the BFSI area, like the UP Finance Secretary, the GST and Enterprise Architecture Head, and the Reserve Bank of India Innovation Hub CTO. Subsequently, we had very two interesting panel discussions, one on banking of the future from IT decision makers from both public sector and private sector banks and MNC banks. This was followed by another session where the specific focus was on the cooperative banks and how they are leveraging technology in their financial roadmap ahead. We had a couple of interesting industry presentations also. And before we go move on to the next session, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the industry partners who have supported us for this innovation conclave. So these would include Avaya, Fortinet, Crestron, MapMy India, Devnagari, Click, and First Solutions. So now our next session will be an industry presentation by Mr. Puneet Dhar. He is the National Product Manager of Crestron India, and he would be talking on the digital workplace, stepping into the future. And obviously, since this is a BFSI Innovation Conclave, from a BFSI perspective on how the digital workplace of the future would look like. So over to you, Mr. Puneet.
Thank you, Mr. Rajneesh. I hope I am audible.
Sure, you're audible, sir.
All right, so let me share my content first. Can you kindly confirm that you are able to see the content as well?
Yeah, it's visible. It's
All right.
visible.
So thank you so much, Mr. Rajneesh. So good afternoon to everyone, everyone on the call today. My name is Puneet Dhar, and I work with Crestron as a national product manager. Today, I'll take you through the role of technology at the workplace. Workplace can be a normal enterprise workplace, or it can be related to the BFSI as well. So we'll see how we can leverage the technology for our communication, either with the internal audience or with the external audience, and how Crestron plays a role with the help of the technology to make the collaboration more friendly and easy to use. Before I go ahead with the presentation, let me take a minute of yours to take you through who we are. So Crestron was founded in the year 1972, and since then there have been many first to our credit, thanks to the lot of innovations that we have brought in the market so far. And we have been the pioneers in the AV space for a long, long time, and we have also started doing the innovation on the UC front as well. So now, with the help of the combined technology of AV and UC, we enable organizations to meet their collaboration needs and in the most convenient way. We are present globally, so we are based out of states, but we have a presence in almost all major countries, including India. And from the India perspective, we have presence in almost all major cities, to name like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata. So we have the local support here in India for all the global customers as well as the Indian customers who have taken the benefit of the Crestron as a technology. These are some of the names who have trusted Crestron with with the technology point of view. So some of the names which are more relevant for today's session are especially like Barclays, Morgan Stanley, Prudential, Citi. So these are some of the names who have deployed Crestron technology and are using it for their day-to-day business collaboration. And the reason why they have gone ahead with Crestron is because our value proposition is based on four pillars. So the first and the foremost is that all the solutions that we design or we launch into the market take into consideration the ease of installation, because most of our products are very easy to install and they take absolutely no time to get it installed, and they are equally manageable as well. Most important is easy to use. For an end user who may not be very well versed with the technology, it is very important that the technology that he sees in front of him or her is easy to use, and they don't get tangled with a lot of stuff which they do not understand. So we definitely always ensure that all the products that we come out with in the market are easy to use, which leads to higher adoption of the technology, and that is the goal for any IT manager or IT CIO in the organization. Not to forget that all the products support the industry grade security standards, and to some extent in some of the products which are used extensively for highly secure networks, we do have rigorous testing. We do get rigorous testing done for our products, and they are tested for some military grade applications as well. And we are also informed by the experience, so we take a lot of feedback from the market, and we ensure that the feedback that we receive from our customers is do get incorporated in the future software releases or hardware releases that we roll out over a period of time. We are not alone in this journey, so we always partner with a lot of players in the market. So we call them as the ecosystem. So just to take some names like Microsoft, Zoom, Samsung, LG, so example, that these are some of the players with whom we partner to provide a solution to the customer. So this also bears testimony to fact that all of our products are actually industry grade. They follow the industry standards, and they are not proprietary in nature. And that is how we are able to provide you the solutions which are interoperable with most of the leading players in the market. So from for today's topic perspective, we all have so far understood and would have attended a lot of events and seminars talking about the pre-COVID and post-COVID. So I'll not waste much of your time on this matter today, but we all know that COVID actually made us adopt the technology with both the hands. So the technology which was present earlier as well, but was facing a lot of resistance because of matters like security and things related to that. COVID made us forget everything, and it made us adopt the technology. And especially if I talk from the collaboration perspective, it made us adopt cloud collaboration with the both ends. So a lot of banking sectors, especially, they had a tremendous need to adopt technology like cloud collaboration, because as a service industry, it was very important for them to be in touch with their customers. And cloud collaboration actually provided them the platform during the COVID time, during the lockdown time, to be in touch with the customers, which otherwise was not possible because in-person meetings, couldn't happen because of COVID. So let us first understand what are some of the use cases, in of UC from the BFSI perspective, and then I'll take you through how Crestron has enabled a lot of BFSI customers to leverage the advantages of UC. So when it comes to unified collaboration, let us break the use case from two perspectives. So one could be the external use case or the external meetings, and other could be the internal use case. So if I talk about the external meetings, as I said, since that BFSI is actually a service sector industry, it is very important for the industry to be in touch with their customers, the lenders. So as part of the external meeting, what UC allowed the BFSI was to conduct their routine meetings, be it with the investors, be it with the other banks or other financial institutes, with their customer. It also involves a lot of customer meetings. And at times when it was required for hiring, so they have utilized the platform like UC to do the hiring and hiring of new candidates and hiring of new recruitment as well. It also allows them to do the or provide a customer support to the customer. So, for example, in the form of video banking or the contact center, there are numerous ways with which the banking sector actually leveraged UC to provide the customer support. It could be an online KYC as well. So there are a lot of examples through which the bank has actually leveraged the technology to provide end-to-end service to the customers. When it comes to the internal meetings, like it happens in any organization, for your day-to-day internal meetings, internal exchange of notes, webinars, town halls. So these are some of the use cases of UC. And then for training and development, as it will happen for any enterprise. So especially for banks, they do a lot of compliance training. So this becomes one of the modes to conduct the compliance training and provide the company training also to individuals, and also set up the onboarding modules. So these are some of the use cases of the UC from the BFSI perspective. Now let us understand the role of Crestron. So when it comes to Crestron, we provide solutions which actually work for your collaboration needs. So basically, we will provide you the solution through which you will be able to collaborate with your other partners, custom B2B, through which you can collaborate for B2B or B2C communication. So let me take you through that solution piece. So when it comes to the spaces, or we can talk about the collaboration or the meeting spaces, we broadly categorize them in two parts. One is the standard space. So when you talk about any organization, they all have different kind of meeting rooms. Some of the meeting rooms can be small in size, some of them can be medium size or large size, and every room has a very particular requirement, because the smaller room will require that sort of camera and audio peripherals, and likewise the large or the bigger room will require a bigger camera to ensure that everybody gets a uniform experience or a consistent experience. The other space can be the custom space. So custom space is something which is like your training rooms, auditoriums, lecture halls, maybe at times the boardrooms, because you need a lot of customization over there. The standard solutions may not actually deliver the same kind of consistency and experience to the users. So when it comes to Crestron, we have the purpose-built devices. So be it your custom space requirement, be it your standard space requirement, Crestron has got the solution in place, which works as a Microsoft team room, which works as a Zoom room. So depending on the adoption of cloud in any organization, whether it's a Microsoft team customer or if it's a Zoom customer, we provide the technology which sits in your space, be it a standard space or a custom space, to leverage that technology or leverage that cloud to interact for B2B and B2C communication. So as you can see, so we support the Microsoft Team Room, and we also have the solutions for Zoom Room. And in certain scenarios, when you are about to participate in a meeting which is neither a Microsoft Team meeting or neither a Zoom meeting, we also provide the capability to do the bring your own device feature, which means that you can take the call from your laptop, but still be able to utilize the camera, the mic, and the speaker and the display which are present in that room. So we provide that functionality as well with the help of the BYOD capability on our devices. Now, as I said in the beginning, that we are in the AV and we are in the UC space as well. So what we spoke so far for custom and for the standard space was the UC. But how we actually integrate the AV is the most important part of this solution, because with the help of the AV integration with UC, what we do is that we provide a automation services to the customer as well. So typically, when you walk into the room, you have to take care of whether the lights are on or off, how the display is on or off, whether the display is on or off, and you have to sometimes do a lot of things before you actually kickstart your meeting. So with the help of the AV integration of UC, we ensure that we have the automation in the room in such a way that when you walk into the room, you just need to press the join button to kickstart your meeting. The rest of the other things that like lighting, displays, air conditioner temperature, your shades, everything is taken care of automatically the moment you enter the room. So it actually results in ease of use for a user, because they don't have to worry about a lot of other environmental things in the room. And then more importantly, it also brings the ease of use, because they just press the one button to get going with the conference, and it helps them to save time for the collaboration requirements. So that is the beauty of combination of AV and the UC solution when it comes to your standard space or when it comes to your custom space. Wired and the wireless presentation, most of you who are very familiar with collaboration might be wondering why I'm really talking about wired and wireless presentation, because these are like bread and butter in your day-to-day collaboration calls. But what I'm going to talk about is that in certain scenarios, especially for BFSI, they are very particular about the network, and they don't allow the guests or the visitors to put their devices into the network. What if someday you have a guest who wants to share a content maybe from his smartphone or from his laptop, and you don't allow him to connect his gear to the network because it's a bank network and you don't want to compromise the security of the bank. So we do provide a solution for your custom spaces, for your standard spaces as well, wherein you allow the guest to share the content wirelessly. Now, the guest may be carrying a smartphone, they may be carrying a tablet, they may be carrying an Apple Mac, or they may be carrying a Windows operating system laptop as well. So irrespective of the kind of device that the guest is carrying with him, we do provide a solution in such a way that you can allow the guest to share the content without being on the bank's network. So that is how we ensure that the bank's security is not compromised, and at the same time, the business objectives are also met in the most secured way. The other important aspect in your day-to-day collaboration is the utilization. So we know that when we are back to office, there will more and more need of meeting rooms to collaborate, and then a device like room scheduling panel comes handy because it allows you to reserve your space. It allows you to ensure that there is no conflict of the meeting room space between multiple meeting organizers. And then with the help of the accessories like the light indicators or the availability indicators, it also allows the users to identify whether the room is free because the light is green, or if room is not free because the light is red. And this actually allows you to not not create inconvenience for the users who are inside the meeting rooms, because typically we will knock at the door and we'll ask whether how long the meeting will go on and stuff like that. But with the help of accessories like the room scheduling panel and the light indicators, we allow the technology to communicate with the user and ensure that the user or the person who is supposed to join next for the meeting doesn't actually disturb the current ongoing meeting, and have all the details available at the doorstep of the meeting room to ensure that the meeting goes on without any disturbance. Next comes the Crestron XIO Cloud, which actually is a SaaS-based service. So, we spoke about how we provide the solutions which are easy to install and easy to maintain, and also provide easy access or easy to use experience to the end users. I think the most important for any IT and for any CIO would be how I manage those assets, because when it comes to those kind of assets in terms of AV and UC, they might be numerous depending on the size of the organization, and then it becomes equally difficult to manage all those resources. So with the help of the XIO Cloud, which actually is a subscription-based service we provide to the customers in the form of SaaS, we allow the IT managers to do a remote support. So basically, in case you have any trouble or you want to do a proactive maintenance of any equipment in your organization, this XIO Cloud allows you a window to do the remote maintenance of your equipment. It allows you to see the health of your equipment remotely without you being required to be present in the room or in that meeting space or the custom space in person. And especially during COVID time, when access to those meeting rooms is really not so free and so easy. Remote support through the XIO Cloud allows you to have access to your devices and actually decide how they are working. And in case any proactive maintenance is required, then that can be carried out. It also allows you to manage your device life cycle. So in any organization, typically, if they have multiple meeting spaces, they may have similar kind of devices deployed in almost all those kind of meeting spaces. So with the help of XIO, you can maintain the consistency of configuration as well as the software deployment. You can ensure that all your devices are configured the same way, so that as a user, if they are in Delhi and the next time they go to Mumbai and leverage the same technology, they get the same feature set, they get the same experience. They don't get a different feature or different experience just because somebody configured the system in a different way. So with the help of XIO Cloud, we can ensure that there is a consistency in the feature set that is delivered by the devices within your spaces. And then you can, from the maintenance perspective, you can also ensure that all these devices are up to date, and you don't need any manual intervention to keep those devices up to date with the help of the XIO Cloud. You are also able to maintain your operational standards. So it actually gives you a single window snapshot or a single window dashboard of all your devices in the inventory. So whatever devices, either UC or AV, or even at times from the third party vendors, say like you have got a Samsung display or a LG display of a particular a brand, all those devices can appear on your XIO Cloud dashboard. And from that single dashboard, you can see the health of the devices. You can do some maintenance activities which are required in case the system is not reported healthy, and you can do some proactive maintenance in the terms of software upgrades or configuration changes, and you can do that without being required in that space in person. And with the help of the analytical insights or analytical information that we gather for those meeting spaces with the help of the XIO, it also enables the organizations to provide, it also provides a lot of enhanced insights to the organizations to basically take any course correction. So in case they feel that a particular standard space, like a small meeting room or a medium-sized meeting room, is not being used the right way in terms of the number of people because of COVID, those kind of insights can be available from the XIO Cloud, and then the IT administrator can take the corrective action to ensure that if a meeting room was designed for 4 people only 4 people are allowed to enter into the room, and when the fifth one tries to enter the room, they see a alert on the on the panel outside the meeting room that the room is fully occupied and you are not supposed to enter into the room. So all those actions can only be performed with the help of the analytical information which we receive from the XIO Cloud. Before I conclude over here, let me just take you through the awards that we received from Infocom last year, 2021, under various categories. So we were declared the best in the market for the year 2021 by Infocom for various categories of products and solutions over the AB and the UC space, and the innovations that we carried out in the market over a period of time. Thank you.
Thanks, Puneet, for that very insightful presentation. and I'm sure many of the delegates who are attending here would be definitely finding it as an interesting solution, and they would definitely connect with Crestron to look at how to take this discussion forward. So thanks again, Puneet, and wishing you a good day, and we will continue with our next session.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Rajneesh. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your time.